Hey lady, can I speak to you for a second?
Sure you can.
Can you tell me why you're out here today?
I'm here on behalf of the people of Gaza. Americans don't know about.
So what's going on in Gaza?
Oh, you didn't know?
I did. I just walked up here today.
They've been under siege ever since they had a democratic election in January 2006. They elected a political party because they wanted to get rid of the old party, and they elected Hamas, and they've been oppressed ever since by the people that didn't like the outcome of their election.
Were those free and democratic elections?
Uh-oh. Sorry.
Occupation is a crime!
Sorry?
Were those free and democratic elections?
You bet. In fact, they were overseen by Jimmy Carter and Bishop Tutu. They were there to make sure that they were fair and free, except for, with a few exceptions, almost all the candidates were able to get into Gaza, except for Dr. Barghouti. But they had the election in January of 2006, and the results were resounding, and they picked up so many seats in Parliament that they were able to basically take authority away from Fatah, which has been ruling since Arafat.
And why did that happen? I mean, why did the people of Palestine, or the West Bank and Gaza, they had free and democratic elections, and they voted overwhelmingly for Hamas rather than Fatah? Why do you suppose that? Why did they vote for Hamas?
Well, that's a really good question, and from what I understand from the people that live there, they were tired of what they perceived as corruption and collusion with the occupier, and the evaporation of their livelihoods, and the guys at the top were getting richer, and the people at the bottom were not. They wanted to have a political change, and they trusted Hamas because they had good intentions, and they said that they would clean house. And that sounds like what we would do here. We would support a new party, a new parliament, a new Congress. Hello, how are you? So good to see you. Sadoun. Yes. Salam alaikum. Excuse me. So they cleaned house, and the people have been very undemocratically punished with closure, with blockade, with Israel. You know, though they disengaged unilaterally, allegedly in 2005, they pulled their illegal settlers out of the middle of Gaza. They did still maintain control over the ports, the airspace, the water, the electricity, and even the sewage, frankly, which is not a bad place when you consider what kind of damage they're doing on a daily basis. However, the people, despite no food, no shipments of fuel, basically no heat, and it's bitterly cold in Gaza these days, in the middle of winter. The fact that they're being bombed to pieces with American-guided bombs, with depleted uranium bombs, 2,000-pound bombs on each house. The fact that they are suffering in many ways, their children are malnourished.
Isn't collective punishment illegal in the Geneva Convention?
That is exactly the word, collective punishment, which we learned about through Geneva Conventions after the Nuremberg trials, when we talked about what was done to Jews and other people in Europe under the Nazi power. We should have learned a big lesson. Unfortunately, it seems like the message was forgotten. Collective punishment being imposed on 1.5 million people in the densest, most populated place on the face of the earth, Gaza.
So, why are you out here? I mean, you don't look like a Palestinian. How did you come to support this cause?
It's because, well, I'm an American. I believe in justice. I believe in peace. I'd like to see an end to all our wars, all of them. I'd like to see closures of maybe a few of the 720 bases we have around the world. I'd like to see the use of some of our military money to infrastructure, to provide housing for our homeless. We've got so many more millions of homeless with all the foreclosures. Our economy is folding. We've got a lot of issues right here, but more importantly, if I asked myself if I had been alive during World War II and I knew what they were doing to people in concentration camps, would I have just sat by? And of course the answer is no. So this is my answer to World War II. I will not be a good German mothers, and children who are being killed. There's over 3,000 Palestinians who are now injured or dead, and 4 Israeli soldiers. Is that proportional? Is something wrong here? They are unable to leave. They're surrounded on 3 sides by walls and an ocean. They have sewage to drink. They have no food and they're freezing. I mean, any of those items would be enough to send me to the streets, to ask, to beg my government to stop supporting the occupation of Palestine. So I'm here. And also I'm here because I'm a veteran. And also I'm here because I was born and raised a Zionist Jew. And I think it's important to come out and let other Zionist Jews know that they should give up the fight. They're wrong. This is inhuman. And where is your conscience?